Now we can hear. Too much stuff going on at the end of this game. What a wild one. Bryce Huff calls game. We got a walk-off dub. Oh boy. Let me know how you guys are feeling about this one. Drop an SDS in the chat. We're going to react to this game right now. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. Oh boy, hopefully you guys can hear me now. The San Francisco 49ers get the dub. Wow, what wild games that they have played back to back. Last week it was Nick Bosa pushing the right tackle into Sam Darnold, forcing a fumble. This time it's Bryce Huff beating the right tackle, punching the ball out for a strip sack recovery. And the San Francisco 49ers are 2-0 on the year. What a great ender for that game by the San Francisco 49ers. Hey, heading into this one, I anticipated that this was going to be a close game. I did expect that it was going to be something that wasn't just going to be a gimme, wasn't going to be a just walk-off win. So I knew it was going to be a challenge. And, credit to the Saints. I thought the Saints played pretty well, all things considered. And, it wasn't easy by any stretch of the imagination. And I think you got to give a lot of credit to Robert Saleh. I think you got to give a lot of credit to Mac Jones. Mac Jones had a heck of a game for the San Francisco 49ers. He went absolutely nuclear and really, really played well. So credit to him and credit to how he was playing. I thought Mac Jones had a heck of a day. He went 25 of 37 for 270 yards and 3 touchdowns. So good for Mac Jones. Wow. Wow, what a game, man. Win on a Bryce Huff strip sack versus the Saints. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. The 49ers, man, they did it. No Brock Purdy. Questions heading into this one if Trent Williams was going to be able to go. George Kittle had this is the really cool thing about this is they started on the road here, and they win. So they're going home. They're going home with a 2-0 victory with another division opponent on the line. And this is good news. This is good news for the San Francisco 49ers. So, man, whoo! That was a bit of a nail biter, but I'll take it. I think one of the things that we're also kind of seeing is that the 49ers are having to win gritty early on. They're having to it's not blowouts, and I actually prefer it to be this way early in the season. I prefer it to be close. I prefer it to kind of be tested, have to go through some early adversity, have to be able to just really kind of gut gut it out, push it through. Like I'm really liking how this season's playing out because again, nothing about this has been easy. Eddie Pinheiro comes out and he misses his first PAT. Nothing about this has just been a walk off. It has been a struggle. It has been a grind. It has been a challenge, and honestly, that builds resiliency, the ability to fight through adversity. That will help this team grow, and I am pretty excited about it because it's already next man up, and Luke Farrell comes in for George Kittle, scores a touchdown early on. So we got a tie game, I believe, in Dallas right now. Yep, heading into overtime. Shout out to Bryce Huff, man. Super cool to see that happen. Obviously, we had him on the channel. We got to kind of dive into some of the adversity that he had gone through with the Philadelphia Eagles. And then he comes out and he calls game. And whew, so much stuff going on. All right, I need instant grades right now. Give me those grades in the chat. Mike keeps getting knocked out, but it doesn't matter. The issues won't stop us. We will continue no matter what. Under all circumstances, we are going to keep rolling. So, man, oh man. Hopefully the mic situation figures itself out. Oh, I think I know why it's happening. Maybe this is better. Typically when I have a game up on the background, it makes the mic all choppy. So hopefully we're good now. Hopefully we sound crystal clear and we are good to go. But yeah, man, that was fun. I made my instant kind of reaction video during that fourth quarter. So I was able to post my legitimate reaction to the 49ers walk-off win. So that was kind of fun to be able to capture on camera. But, you know, again, I think when we look at and we just do a recap of what the San Francisco 49ers have been able to do in the first 2 weeks is it's not pretty. It's not, 2023 5-0 just absolutely dominating teams. But to be honest, and I keep kind of repeating myself, is that I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it being kind of ugly, being kind of grimy, having to step up, having to make plays when it matters because I think it builds character. And you got a lot of new players on this team, you got a lot of rookies, you got a lot of things that are new, and this is how teams gel. This is how teams are able to build and really build character. And so I like it. No Brock Purdy, no George Kittle again. We had guys go down in this game. Ben Barch, they lose. They're starting left guard. Connor Colby has to come in, 7th round rookie. has to play significant snaps. Kyle Juszczyk was ruled out with a concussion. So the adversity was everywhere, man. It just kept hitting, and you know, this is it. This is really the theme right now. Is grit, is toughness. We seen some past 49ers teams where maybe this wasn't the case, where there maybe was a little bit of lack of grit or maybe perceived toughness. But right now, this team's playing well. Again, even and I say that in the midst of not playing well. That's the beauty of it, is they are really figuring it out, being able to pull out games and do it with a next man up mentality. Again, Mac Jones going 25 of 37 for 270 yards and 3 touchdowns. It was a great performance. Christian McCaffrey, 12 carries for 60 yards, and then adding 5 receptions for 43 through the air and a touchdown. That was just a great concept by Kyle Shanahan to be able to get Christian McCaffrey open in that part of the end zone. It really was a solid one. And, I just thought that this team, Juwan Jennings, he did have a solid game, 5 receptions, 89 yards, and 1 touchdown. JJ did make it a little bit more difficult than it needed to be. He had the opportunity to be able to salt this game away by getting a first down conversion. He dropped it. It's a little nerve-wracking, but again, that just gave another opportunity for the defense to come through. And I think with what we saw today is we saw some complimentary football. That's really what I think one of the bigger takeaways is all 3 phases making plays. And when you have aspirations to go deep into the playoffs, you got to have all 3 phases working. And yes, it started out a little rocky for Eddie Pinheiro, but he was able to bounce back. And listen, the 49ers offense, defense, and special teams showing up in this game is good. It's good. I'll talk about Mykel Williams. He had a great day. He had 4 tackles, 1 assisted, a couple tackle for losses. He was making his presence felt in the run game, and that's exactly what Mykel Williams is. I really, I'm not going to hold my breath, on Mykel Williams becoming a, elite pass rusher, but I don't need him to be. I need him to be an elite run stopper. And if he can do that, then you can do this thing where you have your Bryce Huffs come off the edge with pure speed, which is exactly the whole thing we have been talking about with this defensive front all year. The dog roll. Base down edge, kick inside on the interior, put your speed on the edges, and then go rush the passer, collapse the pocket from the interior, and cave it in from the top. And that is how you generate a ton of pressure. And you're able to put yourself in a very strong position to make plays and win games like you see right here. So, yes, we love it. We absolutely love it. Kyle Shanahan is speaking to the media right now. So I'm pretty hyped about this one. I thought it was good, all things considered. I think Jair Brown deserves some credit. I think Jair Brown has struggled early on in his career. He had a really nice PBU. Then he had that tackle where he wrapped up Alvin Kamara and then allowed for Fred and Warner to come through and punch the ball out. So I do believe Jair Brown deserves some credit for his play today. I thought Upton Stout had some really good plays as well. I think we're slowly seeing Upton Stout really kind of evolve into his own. He had his first sack on the day and he made a nice PBU. I think Upton is going to be a phenomenal player. Um, D Winters, man, D Winters is. I tweeted out Dre Winters because he just looks like the spitting image of D, or excuse me, of Dre Greenlaw. He just flies around with a ton of intensity, with a ton of just unmitigated, just feels like violence. I love watching D Winters play, man. I had a lot of questions of D. I really did. I was like, I haven't seen it yet. I've seen the potential, but I hadn't seen him put it together. So I was waiting. I was waiting to see who was going to stand out in training camp. I talked about D Winters slammed the door on the LB2 conversation like the first day of pads. When pads came on, absolutely no questions that D Winters was going to be that guy. So you absolutely love to see it. Uh, let's ask this question. I'll ask this question to the chat here before I answer it. Is there now a quarterback controversy? We have Mac Jones having a heck of a game. 25 for 37, 270 yards, 3 touchdowns. Do we got a quarterback controversy on our hands, 49er faithful? To me, this is a pretty easy answer. The answer is no. And I can give you 250 million reasons why. The answer is no. There's no quarterback controversy. This is exactly what the 49ers were looking for when they brought in Mac Jones, a capable, competent backup who, if Brock Purdy were to go down, he could come in and win games. So that's exactly what he did. And it's pretty apparent that what we're seeing right now with the San Francisco 49ers, that they have 2 good quarterbacks. And that doesn't mean there's a controversy. That means they got 2 good quarterbacks. And that means if anything happens to one of our quarterbacks, we're in a good spot. So I'm for it, man. Again, I was talking about this all training camp. I was saying, dude, Mac's good. There were days I came on, I said Mac was the best quarterback at training camp today. That's a good thing. That's a great thing to have, because there's no way the 49ers in their right mind are benching Brock Purdy for Mac Jones. And obviously, one of the things that we did see today were the limitations of Mac Jones when there's pressure or the pocket collapses. Now, I'm not saying that to at all diminish what Mac Jones did today. Mac Jones played great. Mac Jones did a ton. And I was very happy with his performance. But if we're really going to compare and contrast immediately after this game, you can immediately see the added element that Brock Purdy adds to this team with his ability to move and move well. So, but that still means that Mac played great. 2 things can be true at once. KB says, definitely no quarterback controversy, but I also don't think we need to rush Brock back next week. I agree with this. I was watching the pregame show, and Matt Mayoko was talking about Brock Purdy. He said that he's heard from the San Francisco 49ers that Brock Purdy might be back next week. So there's a good chance that Brock could play, as he's been progressing well with his rehab, and he has a real shot to be able to go next week. Now we'll have to see how that goes, but I think we're all feeling a lot more comfortable with this situation if if Brock Purdy couldn't go next week. But it does sound like there is a chance we could see Brock Purdy back under center for the San Francisco 49ers. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing for the 49ers. And it's a good thing that they have a competent quarterback and backup in Mac Jones. No reason to try to spin it into a controversy. You know, we know the type of people who will try to spin it into a controversy. The controversy is the 49ers have two good quarterbacks, and that is a phenomenal problem. I'll take that problem any day of the week. Man, what a game that was. What a win. Whew. These one thing about the San Francisco 49ers, man, is they keep the blood pressure up. These games are intense. There's a lot going on, and you just never know, man. But the thing that we're again finding out is their ability to close, and that's huge. That is huge. Because we know football in of itself is a challenging sport, and there's no guarantee that you're just going to go out and play your perfect game for 60 minutes every week. A lot of times it's overcoming mistakes, challenges, bad calls, the ball bouncing the wrong way, all of those things. So the fact that, again, the 49ers aren't being, demoralized by these types of games just speaks to their growth this year. And, with a lot of young players, this is really a positive because it really does allow them to build a callus, to be able to build that resiliency. So I'm hyped for it. I think it's great. I think the 49ers I think they're better for this. I think they're better for this situation. Going through this adversity early on in the season, phenomenal. I'll take it. I can take all the adversity in the world as long as you come out with the win. And they're doing just that. So a lot of good stuff to take away. Still a lot of stuff to clean up. But at the end of the day, the 49ers are undefeated. They are 2-0 heading back home. Home opener is next week against the Arizona Cardinals, and that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one. The Cardinals always play the 49ers tough. It's just how it goes, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what we get. So appreciate everyone tapping in. Smash the like button, share this video. If you can, grab your cookies on the way out. 49ers get the dub. You absolutely love to see it. 49ers 2-0. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it.